Hi, I'm Emma, and welcome to my YouTube. Today we are going to continue my review of the best episodes of The Simpsons, hence this hat. And in case you're curious, it is from Universal Studios Orlando. You can win it at the games in Krusty Land. And I do have the matching other hat, and I will wear that in another video. But anyways, and I think I'll make a video one day and tell you what's the easiest way to win these hats. Okay, just in case you want to. Okay, so this is really weird on camera. So we are up to season 4 of The Simpsons, and really good season. I was just looking over the episodes, and I'm like, oh, if I recompiled this list right now, I think I might make a change. So you can just, season 4 aired in 92 to 93, and there were 22 episodes. So with 22 episodes, you can tell, like, it's a lot more difficult to actually choose just 5 episodes, which is how many I'm doing for this series, and I will continue to film these all the way up to the present season, so keep an eye out. So my 5th favorite episode of season 4 is episode 12, Marge versus the Monorail. And I know that the reason I really love this episode is because it's one of the musical episodes. There's a great song. It was written by Conan O'Brien, the Monorail song. He even, like, performed it live somewhere, I think it was in California a couple years ago. Look that video up. So awesome. And it was on that, there was a cassette, well, there's an album out years ago in the 90s called Songs in the Key of Springfield, and The Simpsons Sing the Blues. There were 2 different musical albums. I think this was on the second one, The Key of Springfield, but so good. And like I said, the musical ones, they just hold a special place in my heart, so I think that's the thing. Honestly, okay, so what happens is Mr. Burns is ordered to give the town $3 million because he did something evil again. And when they're trying to decide how to spend the money as a town, this slick-talking con man comes in and sings a song about how awesome monorails are and gets everybody to agree to build this monorail. But then it turns out that Marge finds out that this guy has been selling shitty, half-constructed monorails to all of the neighboring towns, and it's very dangerous. And, of course, he's hired Homer to be the monorail conductor because Homer gets every good job ever, or any fun, interesting job, and Marge has to get Homer to save everybody on the monorail. Guest starred Phil Hartman and Leonard Nimoy. Like I said, just a good little musical episode. Even you can think of it now, monorails. Yeah. So, my 4th favorite episode for season 4 is actually episode 5, Treehouse of Horror 3. And good episode. This was when they were still, like, tying all the stories together with the central theme. So in this episode, they're having a Halloween party, and then they decide to tell these stories. And I just remember, like, automatically Bart as Alex from A Clockwork Orange. Such a great costume. Such, like, when I was a kid and I saw that, I was just like, what's he supposed to be? And then I didn't, like, think anything of it, and then after I watched The Clockwork Orange when I was like 13 or something, and I was rewatching The Simpsons again, I'm like, oh, so cool. Like, there's so many Clockwork Orange, like, influence scenes, and, like, that they put in The Simpsons that are just so good, but it's just great when he just, like, flagrantly dressed up like Alex as a kid, just, like, such an evil character, but you know what I mean. Crazy, misunderstood, evil. It's one of my favorite movies, but, so, my favorite story out of these 3 tales is Clown Without Pity, which is whenever, Lisa tells this story, and Bart needs a gift. So Homer buys him a clown from a shop, and it's a crusty clown, but it's evil. And there's just one of the best scenes with the shopkeeper, which is, like, the shopkeeper's, like, it's like an older Chinese gentleman, and he's just like, well, and it's evil. And Homer's like, okay. And he's, like, distracted by frozen yogurt, and he's like, but, how much is the froyo? And the guy's telling him, and he's like, okay. And then he's like, and the frozen yogurt is also cursed. It's just so good. Okay. So, it's funny to see how Krusty, as an evil killer doll, reacts to different situations, and then just, like, him living his life as a doll, and, like, he comes home to, like, Malibu Stacy. So awesome and weird and creative. Then you have King Homer, which is a King Kong parody with Homer as King Kong. It's, like, black and white, very, like, 40s or whatever, like the older King Kong, the original or whatever. And Mr. Burns is the guy who's in charge of that. Marge is playing, like, the damsel in distress character. That's a weird little one. And then you have Dial Z, which is... Bart is trying to bring back the cat. Trying to bring back Snowball for Lisa because it's dead. And, you know, she's really upset. And so he finds, like, an occult. There's, like, an occult section he's never seen in the library, which is great. It's just a great idea to think of something like that. But instead of raising the cat from the dead, he raises all these zombies in Springfield. And it's just so hilarious. Like, it's scary at first. Like, all the zombies, like, crawling out of the ground. And then he's got to, like, figure out a way to get them back in. And then, like, when they're trying to go back in, some of them have, like, the same name. And they're like, it's something like William Henry. I'm William Henry, you're my grave. Well, are you William Henry 1852? I stand corrected. Like, I probably have the name wrong and the date, but, like, it's such a good little sequence, and really good. Okay, so, my third choice for the best season 4 Simpsons episodes is the second episode of the season, which is a streetcar named Marge. And this is one of the Marge-centric episodes about how Homer is mistreating her in her life. She's really upset. She feels like he takes her for granted. He doesn't appreciate anything. And she gets cast in a play, Streetcar Named Desire, opposite Flanders, who, in some of these episodes, like, they just show him he's, like, totally jacked and stuff. You're like, what? But it's pretty great. And it's, like, one of the ones where you really feel bad for her. But, just, like, an interesting little episode. And, like, Homer, you know, apologizes and comes to his senses or whatever. It's pretty crazy how many times they did that in this series, but, you know, they are meant to be together. That one guest stars John Lovitz and Phil Hartman, R.I.P. And then the second choice, why am I doing hands today like I'm 4? I have no idea. Just in a silly mood. My second choice of the season, which I'm thinking it should be the first choice, but oh well, I've already made this decision like years ago, whatever. I originally put together this list, and I stand by previous Mary. Mr. Plow. And if you don't remember Mr. Plow, just go put it in one because, whoa, just so... It's like a simple-ish idea for The Simpsons. It's another episode where Homer gets a job, or in this case, creates a job because he gets a snowplow to, like, plow their driveway when there's, like, a snowstorm, but then ends up making it a job, and he's, like, so popular, he gets, like, public access ads run, and he gets, like, a jacket that says Mr. Plow on the back. There's a scene where he comes into the bedroom with Marge, and he's like, Mr. Plow, that's my name, that name again is Mr. Plow. Well, that's the theme song when he, like, does it in the bedroom. It's just so funny and, like, adorable. Like, it's an adorable little thing. But then what happens is his best friend Barney, well, one of his best friends, Barney, he was, like, the town drunk, he becomes, like, the competition, and then he takes over, because, you know, it's, like, flash in the pan, like, what's the new popular thing this week, so Barney becomes the popular snowplow guy, and then Barney gets, like, stranded, and Homer has to go save him. Really good one. So, it's such a classic episode. And that one co-stars Linda Ronstadt and Adam West. Okay. So, my number one choice for season 4 of best Simpsons episodes. Oh, and I don't think I said Mr. Plow is number 9. Okay, so my number one choice, number 1, is Homer the Heretic, which is episode 3 of the season. And I know there was a lot of early episodes, but I can't help it. They're good. And this is when Homer decides he's not going to go to church on Sunday. And he comes up with, you know, goofy reasoning for why he's not going to go. Like, it's just a thing that the family goes every week, but he doesn't think he's getting anything out of it. So I know what you mean there, Homer. And you think at first, like, he's going to get punished. That's the whole idea. But at first, he doesn't. Like, at first, when he's at home by himself and they're all, like, having the worst time ever in church, like, it's such, like, a boring sermon and all this stuff's going on. He's at home, like, drinking beer, doing all kinds of stuff, just chilling. And then, like, there's a freaking fire in his house. And it's like he could have died, but, you know, the community comes and saves him, and then Reverend Lovejoy is like, you know, well, God's looking out for you as a community, and it's just a really good episode. It's one of the ones that I don't think is particularly funny compared to some of the other really funny episodes, but it's one that I really like. So like I said, these aren't my funniest episode choices, these are my best episode choices. And that's the first appearance of God, because God has actually shown up in the series several times since then. So make sure you check out these episodes of The Simpsons. As I mentioned in my previous videos, if you want to watch The Simpsons streaming, your only choice is to actually, for season 4, is to buy it on something like Amazon. I'll put the link below. Because if you want to stream The Simpsons as part of subscription, the only thing you can do is subscribe to Hulu and watch the newest season because of the lucrative deal that FXX has for reruns with The Simpsons. So, and you can, of course, still buy the season 4 DVD out there, but if you want to watch it streaming and get all those episodes in, I recommend buying it from Amazon. And just one, like, absolutely, if not my favorite show, definitely one of my favorite shows ever. So I will be continuing this series. I'll tell you all my favorite, picks for every season of Simpsons up to the current season, and then recap that one. That should be over in like a month or two, whatever. So thank you for joining me. Let me know what your favorite choices were for this season, and what was your favorite choice out of the episodes I mentioned. Did you hate any of those episodes? Was I like way off base with what you think? This thing is heavy, but I will be back for season 5, and I will wear the other head. So thank you again.